once again. Gamecocks in the white with the garnet on tops of the shoulders, the Clemson in the familiar orange. Great crowd here as always when these two teams get together. It could be tiddlywinks and they'd be filling the stands.
This rivalry match never disappoints.
For the Tigers, you get the feeling they were thumped in their last game at Alabama, losing 3-0 for their first loss of the year. Maybe not so much a surprise they lost. It knocked them out of the top 25, but the way they lost, you know they're going to want to get on the attack and bounce back early in this one.
Absolutely, and what I want to see from them right from the get-go is that intensity and urgency to press South Carolina. As you know, they want redemption from that embarrassing loss.
It must have been a long week at practice. This is the third SEC team the Tigers have played here in their non-conference schedule already. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. But right now, the Tigers putting the pressure on the Gamecocks here early. The freshman Fala trying to clear it. Tigers with the throw in across the way.
And already a better start from Clemson in this game. And Alabama just they were outmatched and outworked. So happy to see Clemson coming out and pressing South Carolina.
Here's McKenna Morris looking inside. Gamecocks able to break it up for the moment. Sam Chang broke it up for the Gamecocks. Now it's out off of Peyton Patrick, the sophomore, who's been the starter in every game.
Yeah, Peyton Patrick having to come back to help defend.
Out on the Tigers. Gamecocks will throw it in. Cam Dixon down there, one of the co-captains. Render trying to chest it down, and it's knocked loose but stays in play. And the Tigers doing a nice job keeping it on the attacking end here.
And you can see South Carolina's having a hard time getting the ball out of their half because Clemson is flooding numbers forward, really locking them in.
Play it back to Reform now. Here's Bornkamp. Told you about what she did, or has done against the Gamecocks. Has had a lot of success in this rivalry series. They'll try to flip it to the other side. Renee Lyles, their top scorer coming into the match with 3 goals. Now Bornkamp once again.
And always looking for Conti. Conti is that great target player. Really a playmaker for Clemson.
Yeah, McKenna Morris couldn't make a move as Patrick stayed with it. A little give and go with Conti, but nothing to come of it. Again, it's Conti broken up. Gamecocks struggling to get it out of their own end right now. As again, the Tigers with great pressure here early on. Now it's up to the freshman, loses the handle, opportunity for the Tigers, and they will score. And Clemson jumps out on top after a misplay by the freshman in front of the goal.
I mean, wow, great job to Clemson for being on their toes and pressing and being ready for those balls to knock out. Great placement on frame.
Well, the Tigers with some pressure early, and they made the Gamecocks pay for their mistake. And Manosis, the freshman who got her first career start tonight, comes up with her first goal.
And you can see Fala reaching for that ball that was just out of reach, but Manosis does a great job of putting it on frame.
The Tigers strike early, and that's got to wipe the bad taste out of their mouth. And for the Gamecocks, it is the first goal they've surrendered this year. In this, the 5th match of the season, and that quiets this capacity crowd here in Columbia.
Yeah, that one's got to sting a bit for the Gamecocks. But what I've noticed is Clemson's doing a much better job of keeping the ball and possessing and really setting the tone. The Gamecocks have to get the ball down to the other side of the pitch and control the pace.
So Maria Manosos, the freshman from Weddington, North Carolina, making her first start after coming off the bench in the previous 4 games, gets her first career goal, and way to do it in the rivalry matchup to get the Tigers on the board early.
Now something tells me she's going to earn another start this season.
Yep. And again, it's Clemson controlling things right now.
First time the ball's made it back to Makowitz, Clemson goalkeeper. And Clemson looking to play a little more direct.
Fala will play it back to Hins. Again, that was the first goal she's allowed this year. She started every match. She's on the SEC preseason watch list, was Hins. Now the Gamecocks on the attack. Here's Zullo weaving through defenders. Has a couple in front of her. And there's the flag is up. And she was taken down by the Clemson defender.
And Zullo driving to goal. Hirschfeld is on her tight. Little clip from behind. Didn't look intentional, but I had to call that.
Gamecocks looking for an equalizer here early.
And this is where Clemson was suspect against Alabama. They weren't marking very tightly in the box, so we'll see if they are disciplined on these set pieces. And Meredith, target player, great with her head, gets it out.
Gamecocks keep it inside the 18. Shot partially blocked. Render couldn't get much on it. Now back out to Chang. Now here's Jaleesa Harris, the all-conference defender, formerly an all-conference midfielder. They played in for Chang, but too strong. And Makowitz is there.
I mean, but I like that idea. You could see Jaleesa Harris, she just chipped it ever so slightly to land softly over the back four, but couldn't quite get to it.
Tigers looking to put the pressure back on. They had a flurry in the first 3 minutes here. And the Gamecocks were a little bit sloppy, and there's a foul on the freshman Fala. So now the Tigers with a chance off the foul. Take another look at the contact here.
Little elbow to the chest. She's lucky this free kick is further out.
Another freshman for the Gamecocks that's seen a lot of playing time. As you see, Claire Griffiths there, the fifth-year senior, actually sixth year. She's in law school, in her second year of law school as Griffiths.
And senior Harper White on the ball. Lost it to that back post.
Micah Bryant tried to clear it, but it caroms off a Tiger. Tigers able to keep it in. McKenna Morris will play on here. Dixon plays it back. Dangerous pass there. And the Gamecocks are, again, known for their defense. A few holes here to start. There's Conti. Dishes it wide. Cross is blocked by Fala. Jaleesa Harris will clear that one out to the near sideline. Kat Berry gives chase but won't catch up to it.
And Gamecocks are having a hard time just getting a hold of the ball right now. And not a bad thing to just play a little bit more direct to relieve some of that pressure.
Talking about the schedules with Clemson, this is their third matchup against the SEC. They tied Texas A&M. It was a scoreless draw in their opener. And as we told you, they lost to Alabama on Sunday on the road. Their middle games before that, wins against Campbell and at Western Carolina, and dominant wins, 5-0 and 6-0. Here's Morris. Play it back to Hirschfeld.
And look how many players that Clemson's sending forward.
Yeah, they're very aggressive here to start. Hirschfeld, second team All-ACC a year ago. And there's Bornkamp, who had the game winner against the Gamecocks last year. Yeah, Zullo trying to apply some pressure there for the Gamecocks. Zullo had a goal in the loss to Clemson back in the spring of 21. Fala will break that up.
That was a great read by Fala, dropping behind that Tiger forward. I think that was Meredith.
Gracie Fala, a freshman, seeing a lot of action this season in the starting lineup in each of the 5 games so far for South Carolina.
And, you know, both of these teams are really just trying to get their lineups figured out, trying to get experience for these younger players before they get into their conference play. And this is a challenging matchup. It always is.
Told you about Clemson's schedule. For South Carolina, they opened with a scoreless draw against then number 1 Florida State. Beat East Carolina here 2-0, and then went on the road last week and won up at UConn 3-0, and then won at Vermont, Coach Shelley Smith's alma mater, 2-0. And as you said, we said a few moments ago, that goal allowed in the third minute was the first goal allowed by South Carolina this year. Jaleesa Harris trying to keep it alive for South Carolina, but the Tigers take it away as Lyles. A through ball there to Conti. Foot race for it. Hins will scoop it up.
And that was a great look by Conti. She saw a seam and took off, and that ball was well played. A good job by the Gamecocks to really stay compact and close it out.
This is an experienced Clemson team. Last year they outscored their opponents 52-23 on the season, and they returned their top 6 goal scorers from last year. So this is a team that you feel like is going to do some good things once again with all those veterans back.
Right, and with the Gamecocks, you have an experienced goalkeeper, Heather Hins, Jaleesa Harris, right up the middle, Sam Chang, Claire Griffiths. So it's really up to them to pick up the intensity and possess that ball like they are known to.
Gamecocks will have a throw in. Zulo will try to get it started quickly, looking for Kat Berry. She's always going to draw a crowd. She's led the Gamecocks in scoring each of the last 2 years. Wanted a foul call there, but didn't get it. It'll be a goal kick instead. It's been a frustrating start, I think, for Kat Berry. The junior now has 1 assist on the year. No goals yet. And for someone who's been a big part of this offense as the season winds on, you know she's itching to get that first one.
Absolutely. She's a great target. But all the other teams know that. So yeah. She's double teamed a lot, and that's where she's got to lay it off and rely on some of those other players that have been scoring.
Yep. Meanwhile, Clemson on the attack once again. Conti.
To Morris with some space.
Opportunity here, Malia Morris. Plays it back. Hins climbs the ladder and pulls it down.
Well, that was a little scary with Sammy Meredith running in at her. She's got some size on her. That was a great grab by Hins.
Uncharted territory for the Gamecocks. First time they've trailed all season because it's the first goal they've allowed all season. And this is their first match.
Now this will be a great test for them, see how they respond.
If you're Clemson, I know we've only played about 12 minutes. You got to like the way they've responded after a blowout on the road on Sunday.
Yeah, I think they took a page from Alabama, who came out with their hair on fire and really kept that intensity the entire 90 minutes.
Claire Griffiths with a through ball here. Peyton Patrick trying to catch up to it. And she trips up, gets her feet tangled up, and that'll be a foul as Bornkamp was there, and a foul will go against Peyton Patrick. Talking about Kat Berry a moment ago for South Carolina and trying to get her more involved. She was very involved in their win at Vermont on Sunday. Had 10 shots, including 7 on goal. She just couldn't find the back of the net. I mean, that's quite an afternoon, but just couldn't find the back of the net.
I mean, I guess that's a start, right?
Right.
She's getting shots. She just has to make those shots a little bit more dangerous.
She's on the SEC preseason watch list as well. Here come the Tigers once again. And misplayed there, into touch. McKenna Morris couldn't catch up to it. Morris all ACC honors every year of her career. 3rd team last year. Here's Jaleesa Harris, as we told you, been all SEC, both as a midfielder and as a defender. Anchoring that back line once again. Cam Dixon now, one of the co-captains.
We haven't really mentioned Cam Dixon's name yet.
Foul will work against the Tigers here. Harper White, the senior from Franklin, Tennessee. Tigers doing a nice job of swarming, and the Gamecocks trying to deliver passes a little quicker.
And a great ball to Griffiths, but just a little too far. Makowitz is there to gobble it up.
Makowitz, the junior, Colorado native, started every game this year. Only had 3 starts a year ago. Has a couple of shutouts on the season. Zullo steps in front of that, clearance, trying to make a move to the outside.
Using her speed. This is where she's got to get across.
Oohs and ahs from the crowd. Dixon will play that one in. Makowitz steps in front to pull it down. Berry charging on the outside.
And that's where Kat Berry needs to be, is right where the ball is, right on Makowitz. She grabbed that pretty easily. And that was a great reservice by Cam Dixon. And I want to see her get involved more in the attack. She has helped the Gamecocks she's even gotten a goal. And she's helped the Gamecocks get major success in the attack.
Gamecocks have yet to register a shot. Clemson has 2, including one that found the net in the 3rd minute by the freshman Maria Manusas, who's making her first start. And again, the Gamecocks sloppy.
And the Gamecocks can't be sloppy in their defensive back third because Clemson is there to pounce on it.
If you're Clemson, scoring early was huge for a lot of reasons. We talked about wiping the bad taste out of their mouth from Sunday, but also keeping this crowd quiet. Probably about 5,000,
exactly.
More than 5,000 people here lined around the stadium as the stands are full.
Yep, this is not an easy place to play under the lights with a lot of fan support.
Stone Stadium nicknamed the Graveyard for a couple of reasons. One, there is an actual graveyard here beyond the trees, but also because of where good teams go to die, so they say, because of what the Gamecocks have done on their home pitch. Playing it ahead to Kat Berry, looking ahead for Patrick. Patrick's got her man beat, too strong, and Makowitz is there.
See, but that's what Kat Berry can do great for this Gamecock team. She can distribute and then get back in the box and maybe get that service or a knockback.
Just led Patrick a little too much. Patrick had her first career start against Florida State to start the season and started every game since. Now it's the Tigers quickly trying to flip the pitch. Malia Morris plays it through. Nice pass to Lyles, their top scorer, but broken up by Micah Bryant.
She just played that through 3 Gamecock players, so they were essentially beaten by that pass, but we'll see a free kick for Clemson.
And you got a foul on Kat Berry there, said she held. Kat didn't like it, nor did the Garnet and Black faithful.
And the longer this game goes on, the more chippy it's going to get, more physical. Emotions are running high right now. Let's see.
See what she did here. Looks like a 50-50 ball.
I was going to say contact from both sides there.
Yeah. Maybe that's a case of the official trying to keep things under control before it gets too chippy.
I think he knows what's coming.
Some preventive maintenance. Tigers have controlled the ball much of the match here in the first half.
And I like how they're being patient, just moving the ball around.
Connecting passes.
This is something we didn't see when they were playing Alabama.
Good footwork again. Here's Morris. Plays it off to Conti, broken up momentarily. Here's Kat Berry.
Kat Berry's just not given much room to even turn and face, but she's able to lay it off.
And again, a turnover of the possession, and South Carolina just can't seem to connect. What looked like they were going for the home run ball over the top to Zullo. Zullo breaks it up.
And Kat Berry's, she's learning she's got to play 1 and 2 touches, got to play quickly because they are just all over her right now.
Zullo, another one for the Gamecocks, looking for her first goal. A starter every match this year. She was coming off the bench most of last year and was very effective with 5 goals. Zullo and Berry. Broken up again by the Tigers.
Yeah, and you can see the Gamecocks are trying to play more direct, more urgent. But if you're going to play direct, it's got to be overhead because it's going right to the Clemson back line, and here they come again.
Yep, Tigers are connecting on their passes very well early here. Another through ball, but broken up by Jaleesa Harris.
Conti's one to keep an eye on. She's looking to to sneak in between Sam Chang in front of that back four.
Morris again, nothing in front of her, so she'll play it back to Bornkamp. Bornkamp, third-team All-American, first-team All-ACC a year ago. 18 career goals coming into the night. Tigers trying to reform. Fala trying to settle it down, can't do it.
And that's trouble there. Fala's got to get that in clearer lines.
Yeah, had an opportunity to change the possession on a chancy pass. And off the foot of Morris. So a break there, and the Gamecocks will go to their bench for the first time. Shea O'Rourke, a freshman from Wheatfield, New York, will check in, as will Abby Hugo, a senior from Cary, North Carolina. Told you about Shea O'Rourke in the open. She's been a lot of fun to watch. She brings a lot of energy.
She's someone that you want coming on in a game like this where the Gamecocks are down 0-1 to their rivals.
Yeah, I saw her in the season opener against Florida State, the #1 team in the nation at the time. She came off the bench, was not scared. I think had a yellow card in her first couple of minutes, but she didn't play like a freshman. Comes, as you said, came out there with her hair on fire.
She really imposes herself on other teams. And I'm excited to see the energy she can bring to her team.
Conti keeps it alive from Chang. Now Hirschfeld. And again, the Tigers doing a good job of connecting with their passes, keeping long possessions.
Well, it's a little easier because Clemson they have more numbers forward. They're really taking a chance by, I mean, right now they've got two defenders back with Kat Berry and Shea O'Rourke. That's where they're suspect.
But right now they're not making errant passes. Here's Hirschfeld, sends that one to the far post. Broken up momentarily. Another chance for the Tigers, but it's wide. Goodness, the Tigers that close to going up 2-0 here in the first half. They have been the aggressors, and South Carolina struggling a little bit defensively.
Yeah, and there was a lot of traffic in the box, which makes it hard for Heather Hinz to even see. It looks like she tried to grab it over one of her players, Cam Dixon, and then it hit off a Clemson player. Oh, Manusas got a little nervous there, got a little excited.
Gamecocks really just struggling to clear the ball as well. Hirschfeld keeps it alive. It is all Tigers here in the first half. There's a shot, but right at Heather Hinz. Makes the save there, but South Carolina's defense has been on its heels for the first half of the first half, as we're midway through now.
No, which is very uncharacteristic for this back line. You've got Harris, but granted, she does have two freshmen playing in the back with her, so she's certainly teaching as they go, but
once again, the possession is short-lived. Here come the Tigers the other way. Morris inside the 18, makes a move to a right, shot saved by Heather Hinz. Well, that was a rocket off the foot of Morris, but Hinz was there.
And that was dangerous too, because it was under, I think it was Micah Brown's. She reaches her leg out, blocking Hinz's view of it. You've got Harris, and somehow Hinz kept an eye on it.
Another sloppy pass. Here's Lyle stepping in front. Her shot blocked by Fala.
Yeah, the Gamecocks are playing very reactive right now.
Tigers being very aggressive, and it's paying off for them right now. This is definitely a different Tiger team than we saw Sunday in Tuscaloosa. And this is a very different South Carolina team than we've seen so far this year, the way this first 20-plus minutes have gone. Tigers with 5 shots on goal here in the first half, 6 shots overall. Gamecocks have yet to register a shot.
And therein lies the problem. Shea O'Rourke slips it through to Sam Chang.
Yep.
It's a little too hard.
Everything's been a little bit too strong. Chang had a goal over the weekend. Chang, the native of Mississauga, Ontario, a couple of goals on the season. The game winner at UConn and 4 shots on goal and a goal at Vermont on Sunday. Looking ahead for O'Rourke and broken up again by the Tigers.
White did a great job picking that off.
Kenna Morris at midfield. Sends it down the line. Jaleesa Harris is there for South Carolina.
I mean, Clemson's playing with such urgency. They're getting the ball forward quickly, really flipping the pitch.
Kat Berry at midfield, trying to settle it down, but can't do it. And again, the Gamecocks unable to keep a possession. Here's Conti. Top of the box, sends it wide, broken up by Micah Bryant. Now Morris with another chance. Splits a couple of defenders, looking for Malia Morris. No one there in orange. But the Tigers really keeping the pressure on. Gamecocks just playing chase for much of this half.
Which is going to wear them out.
Yep.
This is not typical for the Gamecocks. They usually control the tone of the game, the rhythm, the pace. And like you said, they're chasing.
Play it back to Makowitz. A little indecision there by the Gamecocks. There's 2 white jerseys there before Dixon settled underneath it.
Zulo just holding onto the ball a little too long.
There's the graveyard shift. They'll be pounding the drums for 90 minutes.
Not as loud as they would be if their team was up.
Gamecocks is trying to string some passes together. They've had trouble finding feet here in the first half. Barry looking to play it wide, but nowhere near anybody. And the Tigers on the move once again. Here's Morris, splits a couple of defenders.
To the other Morris, that's out wide.
Zillow has it taken away again by Lane St. George. The Tigers to seem a step faster or quicker.
Yeah, they're really not giving the Gamecocks very much time, so the Gamecocks need to play with 1- and 2-touch rhythm, really move that ball with more pace.
Hirschfeld now makes a move on Griffiths. Tigers showing some patience here. Hirschfeld with the drive. Jaleesa Harris heads it away.
Hirschfeld is not afraid to take that long-range shot. She's more than capable to do that. There she is, again with some time and space.
Manosis on the other side. She had the goal in the 3rd minute of this match. She's going to try another one perhaps from the top of the box. Hins is there.
Playing with a little bit more confidence.
Manosis, the freshman, made her first career start tonight, got her first career goal in the 3rd minute. Possession-wise, it's been all Tigers here in the first half. They've outshot the Gamecocks 8-0.
Which says it all right there, doesn't it?
Hins boots that one towards the far sideline, but nobody comes back to it as it was short of midfield.
I mean, Clemson's really doing the work right now.
Yep.
Therefore, they've got the ball.
Shot over everything. Be a goal kick for the Gamecocks.
Yeah, the Gamecocks just aren't winning their first and second balls. They're not working to win the ball back and really take care of it.
Evelyn Hahn will check in for the Gamecocks, the senior from Lake Wiley. Had a goal against UConn last week and an assist. I had a breakthrough year for her last year, sub for the Tigers as well. See Sammy Meredith, the former Gamecock, coming out. Tigers looking to get on the move again. They have dominated this first half so far.
You can see McKenna Morris does such a great job really widening the field. But
into touch this time. A rare miscue by the Tigers here in the first half. Jaleesa Harris. Reverse it to Cam Dixon. Gamecocks have not spent a lot of time across midfield in this first half. There's Kat Berry. She draws a crowd as always. Was looking for Chang, but couldn't find feet.
Now, like I said, Kat Berry is being swarmed by players. She's got to lay that back, maybe spin out and do the third man run, get someone else involved.
This is the 29th meeting between these two schools. Clemson's won 16 times, Gamecocks 11, and there was one draw. Tigers have won 3 straight against the Gamecocks after South Carolina had won the 3 previous before that win streak by Clemson.
And that's a great ball right there.
They're looking for Shea O'Rourke, trying to catch up to it. But Makowitz is there.
And then Makowitz does a great job throwing it out quickly to the other side of the field.
Gamecocks looking for a spark before halftime. Tigers looking to keep the pressure on. They have been the aggressor and the possessor in the first half. Dudley, who checked in off the bench. Kat Berry drawing a crowd, gets through a couple of defenders. She's on the move, got O'Rourke to her left. Shot is wide. No chance for O'Rourke to get any kind of follow-up. Wholesale subs here for both teams checking in. Winner in for the Tigers, a freshman from Milton, Vermont. Meadows in for Bryant for the Gamecocks. Ryan Coleman into the match as well for South Carolina. A senior from Charleston. So Makowitz with the goal kick here. That was the first shot of the match for South Carolina. It was taken from beyond the 18. Sam Chang now. 3 orange jerseys around her. She'll play it back. That one slips through. Again, the Gamecocks struggle to hold the possession. 12.5 minutes to play here in the opening half in Columbia. Jaleesa Harris breaks it up, trying to create a spark. Sam Chang will play it wide. Down the line, here's O'Rourke, the freshman, spins to her right.
Into lots of pressure. She's got to get that off her foot.
Now, O'Rourke had an incredible high school career, 135 goals in high school. A little tougher cake to bake here, though.
Well, she's really having to work.
It's a work to the Gamecocks. Looking for the equalizer here late in the first half.
This is a great opportunity for the Gamecocks to get the equalizer before half. You can see White with her hands on Kat Berry's jersey.
Foul there, and the Gamecocks will restart things.
You got Kat Berry running in. Shea O'Rourke.
Falla couldn't follow it up. Gracie Falla, the freshman, was in there.
But we'll see a deep throw for the Gamecocks.
And a quick throw over the head of Kat Berry, and the Tigers clear it for the moment. Now a race, but it'll roll into touch with 11 minutes to play. Jaleesa Harris can't quite settle it down. That could have been a breakaway, but the Tigers unable to settle underneath it.
Great pressure by Conti there.
Play it back to Makowitz. Well, always a heavyweight fight when these two get together and anything, and the Tigers threw a haymaker in the first few minutes.
And they're not slowing down.
No.
Right, one goal is not enough.
There's McKenna Morris with some room to operate. Shot is high and wide. She held that ball for a long time and no one was able to take it away.
That's where Abby Hugo's got to step a little sooner.
Mackenzie Duff into the contest for the Tigers, the sophomore from St. Louis. Her fourth game off the bench. Only played in 3 games last year before an injury ended her season. Under 10 minutes to play in the first half. Clemson with the lead and a whole lot of momentum with the way they played. Whatever speech Coach Radwanski gave his team after that Alabama loss, they want to bottle that one up. They've played outstanding in this first half. Here's Manerick.
Drops it back to White.
Dudley now.
Back to Dudley.
Tigers doing a nice job of keeping the possession, trying to loosen up that South Carolina defense. Another strike right at Heather Hins. Had a good look at it. And the Tigers continue to pepper shots at Heather Hins.
I know, and at that point, I think the Gamecocks did a great job staying compact. And you can see Heather Hins had a clear line for that shot, and just like that.
Long ball down the pitch. Can the Gamecocks catch up to it? Nifty move. Here comes trying to get across inside.
You see Sam Chang at the top of the box.
O'Rourke with a shot saved by Makowitz. Well, that was the most excitement the Gamecocks have had all night. But Makowitz was not screened on the play. Some good movement by the Gamecocks. And O'Rourke couldn't get it to go. Take another look.
And Kat Berry Meggs the defender. And you can see Sam Chang is at the top of the box asking for it.
It was a great pass to O'Rourke, who had a good look. But Makowitz didn't have to move.
No.
And nobody to screen the keeper either. First shot on goal for the Gamecocks. Tigers have 11 shots, 7 have been on frame already. Now they flip the pitch quickly. There's Lyles, their top goal scorer so far. So play it wide. Opportunity here for the Tigers once again. The cross, a little too much mustard on it, and it'll roll out. Subs for the Gamecocks. Megan Spees checks in, a sophomore from Hilton Head, South Carolina. Another freshman as well, Drew Drake. As you see Chang and Berry, the veterans, come out for the final 7:20 of this half.
Yeah, Berry's doing a lot of work up top, probably more than usual. But I love the energy that Shea O'Rourke has brought to this Gamecock.
Yeah, certainly has.
Line.
She'll chest that one down. She'll draw the double team. Gamecocks again unable to keep the possession.
There's Drew Drake.
Yeah, Drew Drake ran right through her mark.
It's great to be aggressive, but you know, this is where the Gamecocks need to be a little bit more disciplined.
Opportunity for the Tigers here, looking for more after their fast start here in front of this raucous crowd. Scoring in the first 3 minutes is the freshman Maria Manousis.
They really haven't let off the gas.
Yeah, they've had tremendous pace. Gamecocks trying to clear it. Finally do for the moment. O'Rourke trying to catch up with it. The freshman with a little fake there. She is what you'd call a crowd pleaser here for the Gamecocks. That one a little too strong. Nowhere there to catch up for South Carolina. Under 6 minutes to play now. On a nice night in the capital city. men's soccer teams will play here tomorrow night for Carolina and Clemson. There's Renee Lyles, the sophomore from Atlanta, plays it ahead, broken up for the moment. Tigers doing a nice job again of settling it down. There's Harper White, a lot of green in front of her. She'll send that one into the 18, but nobody there.
Now just under hits that. Harper White's got some range on her long ball.
Manerick now. 5 minutes to play in the half.
Now to White again.
Again, good ball movement by the Tigers. They have maintained their possessions. Played keep away from the Gamecocks. Conti plays it wide. Opportunity here for Morris.
She's got such quick feet.
Right-footed strike, saved by Heather Hinz. And she'll pounce on it to prevent the corner kick. Tremendous save by Heather Hinz.
And what a great look by Caroline Conti. And that's a great example of why the Gamecocks have to tighten things up. If she gets a little look, she's gonna rip one. And Heather Hinz does a good job. You see Taylor Jacobson, Hallie Meadows did a good job of protecting that ball.
Heather Hinz with a season high 7 saves, and we're just in the first half. Here come the Gamecocks looking for a through ball to O'Rourke. Knocked away. Gamecocks looking for a shot. Mackwitz can't get it. Gamecocks score.
And I believe that was Megan Spees.
Spees will knock things up at 1. It looked like O'Rourke and Mackwitz were in a foot race. Mackwitz knocked it free but couldn't hold it. Spees was back there, and Mackwitz couldn't get back.
And Spees couldn't have hit that any more perfect. Just high enough over Makowitz's hands.
Megan
Into the back of the
Spees,
net.
her second career goal.
And just like that.
Yep.
There go the fans. They're wild.
Second goal of the season.
And I'm telling you, that started with Shay O'Rourke pressing Makowitz, making her cough that ball up, and Spees was ready to strike.
Under 4 minutes to play, and we've got a new match. All of a sudden, the crowd back into this thing. A little bit of fireworks for South Carolina here late. Megan Spees with her second goal of the season, her second career goal. And that woke up this crowd, and that's what they needed. It's still 3.5 minutes to go here. Let's see if anyone can grab the momentum or have it switch again.
Never a dull moment when these two teams match up.
Well, you would know. You were a part of this series.
Whew, and it was never easy.
No, and
especially coming here.
What was it like, the build-up? A few days before. Do the fans put more behind it? For the players when you're preparing, do you get caught up in the rivalry, or is it just another match you're preparing for?
I mean, it's different when you're playing away. So when we were playing here in the Graveyard, woo.
O'Rourke with one high over the crossbar.
This was the hardest place to play because the fans, I mean, we're like the 12th man.
Yep.
Really making it hard to focus, hard to really stay disciplined.
A great crowd here tonight. The stands were full at kickoff, and the overflow just circles the field. And more than 5,000 strong. Now Clemson trying to seize the momentum back with 2 minutes to play.
White's able to save it. He's going to look to play forward. No, to Hirschfeld, who's under pressure by Montgomery.
Gamecocks really pressing up. Play it back to Makowitz, more pressure.
Great composure by Makowitz to get that up and out.
Gamecocks trying to carry some momentum, perhaps into the locker room, but still a buck and a half to play here.
The Gamecocks are definitely playing with more urgency. You can see that. And it's paying off. Clemson's giving up some balls.
Minute to play, and the Tigers looking to regain the momentum here. They scored early. The Gamecocks have scored late here in the first half. Lyles with 3 goals on the year will play it wide. Opportunity perhaps here for the Tigers.
Jones, who likes going one-on-one with Hahn.
Up top, strike is high, over everything. That was the 13th shot of the half for the Tigers. And again, 7 saves for Heather Hinz is a season high. She had 6 saves in the opener against Florida State. And that was a full 90 minutes.
God, she brings great experience back there between her and Jaleesa Harris.
Her career high was 11 saves against BYU in last year's Elite 8. 10 seconds to play. Tigers looking for one last chance, perhaps. Up top, shot high over everything, and that'll end the first half. Well, it never disappoints, and that first half didn't. If you like drama, Clemson scores early. South Carolina scored in previous meetings. But interestingly enough, these two teams meet at least once every year. The game has not been decided by more than 1 goal since 2011. So it's always a 1-goal game. I think there's 1 tie in there since 2011, but it is always down to the wire when these two teams
and
get together.
it never matters who's having a good season or a bad season. This is always a tight game, and you're always going to get your A game from both of these teams.
Teams flop sides of the pitch now. Tigers in the orange moving right to left. See if the Tigers can get off to another quick start like they did in the first half that really silenced this crowd before they could really settle into their seats. They controlled possession much of the first 45 minutes, broken up nicely there by Zillow. Zillow, as we told you, most of her career coming off the bench with her hair on fire, now a starter. Here's Kat Berry. Gamecocks would love to get her going. Looking for her first goal of the season after leading the Gamecocks in goals each of her first 2 years. She's scoreless so far in 2022. They'll slip through off the Tigers, off of Manosis.
And I love how aggressive Fala is, but she's got to be careful. If that ball squirts by her, she is out of the play, and Clemson is down the field without any help.
Berry couldn't settle that one down. The Tigers will take over. Hallie Meadows will play it to Heather Hinz. And again, look at the pressure by the Tigers.
Good decision by Meadows to get it out, but
Lane St. George won that ball in the air to keep it alive for Clemson. Now the Gamecocks looking to go over the top here. Zillow won't have enough to get underneath it, and they'll send it back to Makowitz.
Clemson did a great job getting numbers behind the ball there. They know Zulo's got some wheels on her.
Zulo, there's Makowitz, the keeper for the Tigers, the junior Colorado native. As Fala, the freshman, will toss it in. Tigers looking to get the momentum back. Here's Lyles, has 3 goals on the year to lead Clemson coming into the evening. Now the Gamecocks trying to flip the pitch quickly here. Broken up nicely there, hard play.
And Patrick's got to get that ball off her foot much quicker. That was the quick transition that I was talking about.
This one gets through, but there's a foul. Knocked to the turf was Lily Render. Sam Chang will start it off to Fala. Fala trying to play it through. Griffiths trying to catch up to it, and she's muscled out as it goes over the end line.
Yeah, Hirschfeld did a great job bodying up, keeping Griffiths off that, but I love the pace and the weight of that ball that Fala played. Great defense by Hirschfeld.
Tigers looking to get on the attack. Again, they outshot the Gamecocks in that first half, 14-4. A little tie up here, and that'll go back to South Carolina.
And already better individual and team defending from the Gamecocks this half.
Griffiths, the sixth-year player, will look to restart it here. Told her in her second year of law school. I don't know how you manage that.
She's a special person.
Yep. Sends that one into the 18. Gamecocks looking for a header, couldn't get underneath it.
Well, that was a dangerous ball in a lot of traffic.
Tigers trying to flip the pitch quickly. Morris. Give it up to Hirschfeld. Hirschfeld had the brace against Western Carolina on the road. Broken up by Zullo, but couldn't control it. Otherwise, might have had a 1v1. And instead, it's the Tigers coming the other way. Lane St. George.
Looking for Meredith. Meredith does a great job just knocking that ball back. Getting back up top as that target.
Tigers forming the attack, going to the wide side.
We got Patrick matched up with Morris.
Morris trying to turn the corner, and her cross nowhere near. It'll be a goal kick. We've, I believe, yet to see a corner kick here tonight for either team, which is news for Clemson. They have out-cornered, if you will, their opponents 30-11 in their 4 matches prior to tonight. So they've done a great job of giving themselves opportunities in set pieces. But neither team has had a corner here tonight. Pressure again by the Tigers. Gamecocks trying to slip it through.
Hirschfeld recovering quickly.
Here's Zullo. Zullo trying to make a move. Got some pressure on her. Can she get the cross? And some good defensive work there by the Tigers. Not allowing Zullo to cross or turn to the corner.
Great job by White. And that's something we haven't seen from Zullo or Dixon when she's out there. We really haven't seen many 1v1s on that flank, right or left flanks. And that's where South Carolina's dangerous. That's where you can earn corners.
Yep.
Get crosses off.
Up top it comes. Sam Chang with the right foot. Over the crossbar. Did the keeper get a piece of it?
I believe that was tipped.
I thought Mankiewicz got a piece of it too.
We'll see.
But they say no.
No.
It'll be a goal kick.
Ooh.
Good strike by Sam Chang. Just a little too much. She's had a couple of goals in the last week.
Nice lateral touch.
Nope. That was close.
Woo. All right, but I like that look.
Here come the Tigers quickly the other way. A little give and go there with St. George. Tied at 1 here in this rivalry matchup. Gamecocks coming in at 3-0-1. Tigers at 2-1-1. Tigers will reshape here. Harper White gets it across midfield, broken up by Micah Bryant. Tigers with a deep ball opportunity here. Into the 18, just outside the box, I should say, and it'll roll out.
And we'll see our first corner.
Yep, first corner of the night will go to the Tigers.
And that was a great ball. They saw that Micah Bryant was high and out of position. She was recovering. The ball was played nicely over her head into that space.
Looks like it'll be St. George to take the corner across the way. An opportunity here for the Tigers. We're deadlocked at 1 here.
Gosh, and as a defender, I hated corner kicks. It's so crowded. Anything is possible.
St. George, the Seattle, Washington native. towards the far post. Up top.
Malia Morris looking for some space.
Yep, too high as it goes over the crossbar. 15th shot of the night by the Tigers, but that one nowhere near.
But again, great job by Clemson to get that ball forward and earn a corner kick.
Gamecocks will look to get it up. Peyton Patrick across the way. Couldn't control it. Just joining us, Tigers controlled the possession much of the first half. Scored in the first 3 minutes before the Gamecocks got a little momentum with a goal in the final couple of minutes, final 4 minutes. So if you had the possession clock, Tigers would have the big number. They've outshot the Gamecocks 15-5, including 8 shots on goal. It's the freshman Fala to Griffiths, under pressure from Lyles.
That was a bit of a dangerous pass. You never want to make a square pass like that. It needs to be forward or backward. Micah Bryant coming up on that left side. She's got Patrick, lays it off to her.
Patrick wide with the cross, was looking for Barry, broken up, and Karam's out, and the Gamecocks will have their first corner of the night.
And that's what happens when you get the ball forward.
Yep, Barry was waiting in the middle. Defense was where it needed to be for Clemson, however, to deny her an opportunity.
Yeah, and I want to see more of that from the Gamecocks, sending their outside backs forward, as part of the attack.
Claire Griffiths will take the corner.
You see Jaleesa Harris is in the box. She's powerful and just great in the air.
Griffiths bends that one in front of the goal, and
great tip. Yep. Looks like Makowitz tipped it out.
Remain with South Carolina. Pretty good ball there by Griffiths, keeping the pressure on the Tigers here. Now Fala will have the throw in on the near sideline. Tigers trying to clear it.
Zulo.
Now Fala trying to keep it under control. Her cross is behind the net.
Would have liked to see Fala drive that ball inside. Maybe earn a corner or get a cross off. Make it a little bit more dangerous.
Neither team able to take advantage of their first corner kick opportunity. And we're still tied at 1 here. Hirschfeld under pressure. Tigers looking to get forward here, and they do. There's Lyles. The Atlanta native sends it wide. Morris with a lot of room to operate.
A little overlap on that right side.
Up top it comes again. Here's Hirschfeld. Hirschfeld's got some room.
With St. George has some space on this left flank.
Yep, former Washington Gatorade High School Player of the Year. Couldn't get anything going.
St. George still has space over here on this left flank.
Yep, she's got it again. Again, the Tigers controlling the pace like they did in the first half. Broken up by Fala for the moment. But again, they will press up. Kat Berry trying to get it under control. Taken away by Patrick for the moment, but couldn't get a run on it. Tigers quickly the other way. Now Bryant. Gamecocks really struggling to connect forward. Send that one to Bryant down the far sideline. Can she keep it in? No. Missed opportunity there. She had Zullo in the middle of the pitch, and the Tigers racing after her.
But I love that up back through combination. It was a great look from the Gamecocks. Good job from Bryant again for getting forward.
Tigers quickly across halfway. Looking down the far sideline for Masulos. Fala is just going to watch it go out, and it'll be a goal kick to South Carolina. We'll have our first subs of the second half. Sydney Monerick back in for the Tigers, a sophomore from Huntersville, North Carolina. You see Zillow out for the Gamecocks. Tied at 1 apiece. The goal from Manousos for Clemson in the 3rd minute. Making Spees for the Gamecocks with under 4 minutes to play in the first half to square it before halftime. Sam Chang.
Sam Chang is always so calm and collected in the center of the pitch. Does a great job just laying the ball off and distributing.
Chang with some international experience, has played for the Canadian senior national team a couple of times during her career.
And we talked about her in the last game against ECU, how she's kind of their unsung hero. Doesn't get all the accolades, but you know she did. She got a few goals.
Yeah, got a couple of goals last week. Micah Bryant plays it into Patrick. Patrick trying to square things up. She'll pull it back out. That deflect off a Tiger? No. It'll be a goal kick.
Get some action from Bryant and Patrick on that left flank.
Cam Dixon back into the contest for the Gamecocks, one of the co-captains. She'll pick up Bryant.
And Cam Dixon is someone for the Gamecocks that can really make a difference and get that ball forward, get shots off and crosses. I'd like to see her use that experience to really raise the level for the Gamecocks.
Dixon switched from forward to defender after her freshman year. Got her first goal of the season, the game winner against Vermont over the weekend. It was actually the first goal 3 years to the day since her first goal back in 2019. Just her second career goal, but 3 years to the day. How about that?
Wow.
Here come the Tigers.
Yep, Manousos does a good job driving forward. Waiting for some help.
Yep, drawing a crowd now. Finally gives it up to St. George. Tigers looking to reshape and get on the attack. Reverse it. Morris on the other side.
A great switch by White. Conti's got time to face up.
Now
plays
Morris.
It inside to Morris.
Yeah, inside the 18. Patrick trying to cut her off. Patrick steps in front. Dangerous pass there, though, in the center of the 18.
Looked like she was trying to clear it as she was falling.
Again, the Tigers controlling much of the possession here in the second half. South Carolina trying to find a way to flip things and get on the attack a little more. They've been outshot here 15-5. Fala took a chance, and now here's an opportunity once again for the freshman. And opportunity will come in the form of a corner kick, the second of the night.
Corner, yeah. So again, Fala went up and took herself out of the play.
Yep, she took a chance, and it cost her team. And Manousos scored the goal for the Tigers in the first half. We'll try to jumpstart the offense for the Tigers here again. Their second corner kick. They'll bring it from the near corner this time.
I believe that's Conti on the ball.
Yep. Caroline Conti, the senior from Greenville, has a couple of goals, including the game winner against Western Carolina. That one headed out.
By Megan Spees.
Yep.
Lily Render putting Clemson under.
This one towards the top of the 18. Dangerous here. Gamecocks struggling to clear it. Tigers chesting it down. Opportunity again for the freshman. Shot was blocked, and it'll be another corner. But the freshman has been in the right place at the right time all night for the Tigers, and it'll be the third corner kick of the match and the half for Clemson.
And just great quick feet and quick thinking by Manousos, taking that nice lateral touch to get a quick shot off.
Making her first career start. I'm guessing she'll get a second.
I'm guessing. We'll see a lot more of her. And White looking to play this to the back post.
Headed out by Jaleesa Harris.
And that was quite a matchup. Jaleesa Harris knowing Meredith was right behind her. And a reservice to the back post.
Headed by Sammy Meredith.
She's all over the place.
Yep. Tigers once again keeping the pressure on the Gamecocks. Again, this is what we saw much of the first half. For the first 40 minutes of that first half, Clemson was dominating the possession, and they're starting to do that again. Gamecocks have sort of been on their heels much of the night,
which is energizing Clemson and
Yep.
giving them more chances.
Gamecocks is unable to keep a possession, and the Tigers continue to keep the pressure on. Another quick throw in.
Good matchup with Render and Conti.
Yeah, Lily Render broke that up. Now the Gamecocks trying to find feet and connect, and that pass
Cannot.
nowhere near. Yep.
Yeah, that ball's got to be down that line, down the channel, so Sam Chang can run onto it.
And that's where
behind
Chang
her.
was headed, and you're right, it went over the wrong shoulder. Here's Render. Can't control it, and the Gamecocks really struggling to control the possession here. And here comes Clemson on the attack very quickly. Some room to operate as numbers were going the other way. Lyle sends it wide. On the attack again, Harper White splits a couple of defenders back to Manosas. She scored the goal in the first couple of minutes. Gets by one defender. Center of the 18, top of the 18, blocked. Follow-up goal, and the Tigers take the lead. Well, it was just a matter of time with the way that Clemson was stringing passes together, and the Gamecocks unable to get clearance.
Yeah, it was, and I'm sure we'll see the replay, but you can see Megan Spees went down, didn't win the ball, took herself out of the play, and it's just a mess in there.
The Tigers take a 2-1 advantage. Is that Manerick with the goal? That's her second of the year and the fourth of her career.
Yep, so the Gamecocks have to zip it up, They're just making these little mistakes that Clemson is, taking advantage of. The diving in.
Gamecocks had not allowed a goal in their first 4 matches. They've allowed 2 here tonight, as Clemson, again, has dominated the possession. They've outshot the Gamecocks 17-5, and they have the 2-1 advantage right now, almost midway through the second half here on the road against the 4th-ranked Gamecocks.
And this is uncharted territory for the Gamecocks. We'll
Yep.
see how they respond. Down a goal again.
Clemson won last year up at their place 2-1. They won here the previous year 2-1.
Great battle by Spees to get that ball back.
I'm going to get a foul here on the Tigers. That gets the Gamecock faithful into it. Manosos picks up the foul. The pressure on the Gamecocks here, trailing by a goal at home to their arch rival. The Tigers have been the aggressor, and as we said before, the possessor. They have had the ball in the attacking end much of the match. Sam Chang sends that one into the 18. Makowitz comes out and pulls it down. Gamecocks have really struggled to string passes together tonight.
And this is what they're known for, so this is very uncharacteristic. Clemson has got them just off their game.
I think you mentioned it at halftime. You got to like the way Clemson has responded after really the blowout at Alabama on Sunday. This looks like a different team, and right now South Carolina kind of looking like Clemson did last week.
Absolutely.
Gamecocks had a flurry there for a moment trying to get on the attack, but nothing to come of it. And again, it'll be the Tigers in the attacking end.
And that was good look back by Hallie Meadows because Sammy Meredith was ready to pounce if she played that ball back.
So now if you're Clemson, you've still got half of a half to go. Are you a little more conservative now, or are you just doing what you're doing since you've been dominating possession?
Don't change a thing.
Yep.
It's working.
There's Conti. In for Morris. Morris inside the 18's got an opportunity here. We'll play it wide. Nobody
Morris
there.
is dangerous when she
Yep.
is running at you with speed. Ooh. Shea O'Rourke is back in, just underhits that, trying to get it to Evelyn Hahn. So it's really the final pass that's lacking from the Gamecocks.
I was going to say they have not had the good final pass much of the night. It's been pass, turnover much of the night. Manosis again playing it wide, was looking for St. George, but wide there, and South Carolina will throw it back in. We're midway through the second half. Tigers looking to pull the upset against their arch rivals on the road here. That second goal has quieted the crowd.
Good flick by Spies.
Tigers looking to build some momentum. They'll return home on Sunday to take on Appalachian State. Gamecocks will entertain Furman here on Sunday. Up top, Conti, broken up
by Hallie Meadows.
Here's O'Rourke along the far sideline.
Ooh, that was a little risky there.
Yep. Gamecocks again just can't settle anything down, but a break here.
Foul from behind.
Yep. Griffiths was down on the turf, but she's back up.
And she was looking to play that over the top, which was a good look, but didn't quite work out. But we'll see what the Gamecocks can do with this free kick here.
Gamecocks looking for an equalizer, looking for O'Rourke, top of the 18, couldn't settle it down. Gamecocks unable to keep any lengthy possessions here. The Tigers have been aggressive, but have also played keep away from the Gamecocks much of the night. They have strung passes together. And a foul on South Carolina. So now with South Carolina, still some time to play, but again, you're still seeing the same story from the first half. Do you try to change anything at this point? Are you more aggressive, or are you just relying on what got you here?
Well, I do think, you definitely need to be smart in the back. No square passes, no giving the ball away, because the Gamecocks have gotten themselves in trouble from those silly mistakes. But I think get the ball forward quicker. So those long balls, like I liked Hallie Meadows looking forward. She's got the range. So does Jaleesa Harris. Get that ball forward quickly. You've got the personnel up there that can manage it.
Out to the Tigers.
Oh, but that also means that the Gamecocks need to get a hold of the ball.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. And again, it's Clemson, in their possessions, you're seeing 5-6 passes in connecting feet. With South Carolina, feels like after 2 or 3 passes, it's gone, and they're not able to do anything. And credit Clemson with what they've been doing defensively. Griffith sends it out. The goal kick here for South Carolina. They need a spark right now. And the Tigers said feeling good about themselves. I think they were obviously disappointed, not just in the loss to Alabama, but how it happened, because that's not what they're all about. And I think they were surprised, maybe not so much a shock that you lose on the road to a good SEC team, but the fact that you were blown out like they were. And they've right now, the way they've played is a good sign for Clemson.
I mean, but that's what these early games are for
Yep.
working out these issues and tendencies and weaknesses, and you can see they have clearly done the hard work.
Yep. Eddie Radwanski in his 12th year at Clemson, 8 straight NCAA tournaments.
And Manusos, this great look there, just overhit it. Nice ball across the face of the goal. To Manerick, I believe, was running onto that. And Conti with some space in the middle to Lyles, and Manusos again out wide on this left flank. And even the throw-in, the Gamecock throw-in goes into the Clemson Tigers. It's got to be better from the Gamecocks. And this is dangerous with Manerick running down the ball. And Manusos again, top of the box with the ball, a little stutter step, left-footed strike, straight to Hins. You can see Hins just pushing her team up, hoping to just get a nice punt over half. Puts it down to strike it across half. But again, Clemson's there to win that first ball. And Harris looking to play long. Oh, I like this look, but Hahn is offsides. That was a great look. Hahn's got to be more disciplined to stay on sides. We'll see Kat Berry is back in. And you could hear Coach Rudwanski yelling double, triple at Kat Berry. She's got her hands full. Gets the cross off, straight to Makowitz. And Kat Berry's the type of player that you want in the box. You want to serve the ball to her.
Yeah, she's been the top goal scorer for the Gamecocks. Sorry about that, had some headset issues there. Kat Berry has led the Gamecocks in scoring the last couple of years and still looking for her first here in 2022.
Now, she's really not given much time or space.
Getting to be crunch time here with under 15 minutes to play.
Yeah,
Tigers have done a good job playing keep away most of the night.
Yeah, the Gamecocks have to get a hold of the ball and get that ball forward quickly.
Gamecocks, as we said, will return home Sunday to take on Furman, another in-state rival, but this is the big one. Trying to snap a 3-game losing streak to Clemson, and the Tigers with a 2-1 advantage here in the second half. That's the same score it's been for Clemson the last 2 years. Fala sends that one the other way.
But again, just doesn't get over that back line.
And remember, no overtime this year in college soccer during the regular season. So if the Gamecocks get the equalizer and we run out of time, that's it. Saw that in the opener, a scoreless draw with Florida State. Tigers had a scoreless draw with Texas A&M to open their season as well.
I've got mixed feelings about that, that new rule. You know, it depends which team you are.
Right. Time here has looked like we've got someone cramping up for the Tigers. A little bit humid here. Not as bad as it could be this time of year in the Midlands of South Carolina.
I mean, they're running.
Yeah.
They're running lots of miles tonight.
Well, especially with the pace that I think Clemson has had with all the pressure they've been moving forward a lot of the evening and keeping South Carolina's defense on their heels, and it has certainly paid off for them. And so far, it's been a nice bounce back after a disappointing loss. And for South Carolina, depending on how this one turns out, a little bit of regrouping to see what happened in terms of, or what's been happening in terms of not being able to control the possessions, and a couple of defensive miscues, especially early in the first half. You gave up a goal on what should have been a clearance right in front of the goal.
And again, it's early in the season. You want to get new players, young players in to get them that experience, but it might cost you.
Right.
But and that's a tough pill to swallow. But this one is an especially emotional matchup.
Yep.
So we'll see how the next 13 and a half minutes go.
Tigers 6-3-1 in the ACC a year ago. And they lost to Alabama in the first round of the NCAA tournament last year. Gamecocks 6-3-1 in the SEC, were tied for third and second in the East and advanced to the quarterfinals. Gamecocks got hot late, played their best soccer late, and made a nice run in the postseason, getting to the quarterfinals for the fourth time under Coach Shelley Smith. "13 and a half minutes to go. Tigers with the throw-in their own end. Gamecocks trying to keep it down that way.
You know, Coach Shelley Smith always talks about wanting her team to find a way. You know, well, this is a great test for the Gamecocks. Can they find a way to get that equalizer?
Makowitz will not be in a hurry here. Crowd doing their part to try to spur on the home team. Barry trying to catch up to it, can't do it. Gamecocks trying to form an attack. There's Barry.
Again, Barry all the way out there.
Yeah, not used to seeing her on the corners. Looking inside, couldn't do anything with it. Broken up again nicely by the Tigers.
I mean, I love the work ethic from Kat Barry, but she does her best work right here in the middle of the pitch, in front of the goal.
Well wide here. Get some subs for both squads. For the Tigers, Caitlin Smith, sophomore from New Forest, England, checks in. Micah Bryant back in for the Gamecocks. 12 minutes to play here in Columbia. Clemson looking to steal a big upset against their rivals on the road. We were even at one apiece at halftime. But a goal by Sydney Manerick in the second half for Clemson has given them the advantage. Fala couldn't keep it in, taking it away by Morris.
You can see Fala's been pushed up. She's quick, aggressive, wants the ball, so we'll see if that makes a difference.
Hugo will throw it in front of her own bench. Spees, who had the Gamecocks goal. That one broken up by the Tigers. Gamecocks trying to settle it down once again. Dixon will play it wide. Up top, Kat Barry trying to get loose. Right-footed strike.
Just wide.
Just wide.
And that's exactly where you want Kat Barry.
Heard the roar of the crowd. They thought it was in, but it was just wide. Take another look.
Oh, put a little too much bend on it. Probably should have looked far post there.
And the frustration continues for Kat Barry, the Gamecocks' leading goal scorer the last 2 years. Still looking for goal number 1 in 2022. It was really maybe a foot away or half a foot away. Some contact and a foul on Clemson. The Gamecocks will have another opportunity, and we've got a Gamecock player down, cramping up as well.
It's like Megan Spees. It's like her calves are cramping.
Humid night here in Columbia. I told you Kat Berry had 10 shots, including 7 on frame in the last match at Vermont, but just couldn't quite find the back of the net, and that last one a minute ago was pretty close. Here's Megan Spees, the sophomore from Hilton Head, who has the Gamecocks' lone goal tonight. There's Kat Berry in the middle of your screen.
I feel like she's having to work harder to get the ball.
Yep.
So she's doing a lot of extra work on the outside flanks. But the Gamecocks have to get the ball to her so she can work her magic.
Jaleesa Harris will look to restart things for South Carolina.
She's got great range and great accuracy to get that right over that back line into the 18.
Sends that one in. Makowitz comes off her line, pulls it down. Had a good beat on it the whole time, and the Gamecocks turned away once again. Clemson has outshot the Gamecocks 18-8. Tigers have put 10 on frame tonight.
I mean, chances are, if you're taking a lot of shots, you're a better opportunity of making one of those shots. So.
And again, just the time of possession for Clemson tonight, where they've controlled the ball in the attacking half, has been impressive. And we saw it from the opening kickoff. They came in here with a bad taste in their mouth, and they played probably their best match of the season.
Yep, and they've got to be happy.
And we make it a booking here. It'll be the first yellow card of the night. There we go. Going to put that on Megan Bornkamp.
Bornkamp, who got a yellow card against Alabama.
Yeah. Bornkamp, the third-team All-America from a year ago. And the Gamecocks, with under 10 minutes to play, trying to get something going here.
Jaleesa Harris on the ball again. Like to see the Gamecocks do a better job of getting on the end of this ball, making it hard for Makowitz. Grab it. Little elbow in the back.
Harris, center of the box, headed out nicely by the Tigers. Harris trying to keep it in, knocked out by Clemson. More sense of urgency here. 9.5 minutes to play in Columbia. Harris with the long throw in.
Looking for Kat Berry, but Clemson did a good job covering her. You can see the Gamecocks have sent more players forward.
Yeah, you have to at this point.
Have to.
Zula will send one into the 18. Kat Berry in front of the goal. Can she get on it? Score!
And like I said, that is where she is most dangerous.
With 9:07 to play, Kat Berry gets her first of the season to knot things up at 2 apiece.
Well, that's a good time to get your first goal of the season.
Look at this setup. Zullo with a good service, and then Berry does the work.
And again, it's that final ball, right? It was actually hit over the Clemson defenders, and that was just a tough bounce, but Kat Berry got something on it.
Second straight year that Kat Berry has scored in the second half against Clemson. Last year it was in a 2-1 loss. Here it squares the game with 9:07 to play. So big momentum for the Gamecocks, but don't go anywhere.
It's going to be the most exciting 9 minutes of the game.
I mean, I think Clemson on the road would not be upset with a draw here, but obviously both teams want to win.
Absolutely. And you want to get points at home.
Yep.
Such an advantage to play at home, on your field, sleep in your bed, play in front of your fans. You got to take care of business and get those points.
So here we go, 8.5 minutes to play, and we're square at 2. Gamecocks had a late first half goal by Megan Spees. They get a late second half goal by Kat Berry to knot things once again.
And this is where both teams need to be very careful, right? Need to play it safe. They don't want to give up any square passes or silly passes in the middle third. But if you're going to go for it, it's got to be a great opportunity where you know you can have some success.
There's Follow, the freshman. Sends that one looking for a deep ball, looking to go over the top, but the Tigers are there.
But great job by White dropping off, not letting that ball get over her.
play it down the line, but into touch into the Carolina bench. So Clemson will have it. Still time, obviously, for either team. Tigers with the quick throw in here.
Meredith into the middle to Conti, who's that playmaker there in the middle.
Manerick, who scored earlier, has it ping pong off of her and their defender. Now the Gamecocks looking to get on the attack. Here's Kat Berry. Fights off one defender, gets through. She's got one player in front of her. She'll strike that one, but too much on it.
Oh, and she had Zulo out on the right flank.
Yep. Needed to be a little more patient with it.
Yep, that's what I'm talking about. You just got to make those chances count. They're only 7 minutes.
Yeah, Shea Montgomery, the freshman, was in front of her to the left, but too much on that ball by Berry. Now the goal kick for Makowitz. Zulo trying to win the ball in the air, but it goes off of her head.
I mean, but I love that. Her trying to win that first ball. That's something we haven't seen from the Gamecocks. An urgency. Win the first and second ball. Take care of it when you get it.
Morris now trying to reform the attack. They'll go the other way. Deep ball in the middle, headed by Fala. Tigers looking to keep it in. Cam Dixon along the far side for South Carolina.
Sam Chang.
Sam Chang across to Kat Berry. Not used to seeing her wide. Looking middle. Zulo was there along with Montgomery, but the Tigers take it away with 6 minutes to play.
It's a great matchup there, two speedsters.
Sense of urgency here. Gamecocks trying to get on a run. Montgomery knocked to the turf, but will play. Into touch off the Tigers. Gamecocks will go back to their bench. Claire Griffiths back in along with Megan Spees.
Let's see Gracie Fala down. Another. I think she's cramping as well.
Yep, seeing a lot of that. She's getting the stretch out. 5:36 to play. Back and forth we've gone in this one. Tigers scored in the 3rd minute on a goal by Maria Manosos, the freshman, making her first career start. Gamecocks got a late first half goal from Megan Spees, her second of the year to tie it. Sydney Manerick put the Tigers back on top almost midway through the second half, and then Kat Berry for the Gamecocks, the junior, scored her first goal this season with about 9:07 to play to square it again at 2.
And that's two underclassmen, a freshman and sophomore from Clemson.
Yep.
Scoring those goals. It's what you want to see as a coach.
Making sure everyone's okay after the stretching, and Micah Bryant will throw it back in for the Gamecocks. Doesn't find friendly feet. Hugo sends it to Berry, chests it down to Sam Chang. Chang will play it wide. Shot, gobbled up by Makowitz.
I love how quickly the Gamecocks moved that ball.
Yeah, that was some of the best footwork we had seen with passing on the attack most of the night. Now here come the Tigers quickly the other way. 5 minutes to play here in Columbia. Lyles. Lyles, their top goal scorer, coming in. He's got some room to operate. At the top of the 18, makes a move.
To Conti.
Blocked by Griffiths.
Good close by Claire Griffiths.
Now it's the Tigers with a flurry.
So you've got a 2v1 right here with Manusos. Oh, she's going to cut in between the players. Micah Bryant's got to be careful there not to foul.
Now wide to Lyles. Lyles trying to set up a service here. 4.5 minutes to play. Good control here by the Tigers. They'll reverse the field. This is what they've done much of the night. Able to connect on a half a dozen passes before making a strike. Manosos on the give and go. Morris into the 18.
And this is dangerous territory.
That hits the side of the goal and out. It'll be a goal kick.
But what I loved is McKenna Morris did a great job driving into the box. Therefore, if she gets touched, that's a PK. You know, you get the defenders have to be very careful when someone drives into the box like that.
Evelyn Hahn back in for South Carolina. She'll pick up Zullo. 3:40 to play here in Columbia. This rivalry matchup. All square at 2. Looked like a handball, perhaps. They're going to get a foul from behind.
I was going to say, I was surprised he didn't call over the back by Lyles.
Yep, Lyles, a sophomore from Atlanta, guilty.
She's been very active this game.
Into the ACC All-Freshman team last year. Jaleesa Harris with the big boot, sending it to the top of the box. Gamecocks can't do anything with it. So missed opportunity there. Under 3 minutes to play here. Each team hoping the other will make a mistake.
Yep, and you can see Makowitz. She's trying to get the ball in quickly.
We talked about this being a heavyweight fight between the rivalry and someone looking for the knockout punch here in the final 2.5. Again, no overtime this year in college soccer. So if nobody scores, that's it. Fala will send it down. That caroms off one of the Tigers, but stays in. Hahn trying to get it forward. Had Barry to her left, but put the brakes on.
You go to Bryant on this right side. Can she get the ball in there?
Bryant looking for a service here. Middle of the 18, just wide.
And Spies again getting on the end of that. Great job by Bryant getting the ball in there. Service could have been a little better, but great job for Megan Spies getting on the end of that.
Approaching 90 seconds to play in this one. Again, this match never disappoints. This game hasn't been decided by more than one goal since 2011 when the Gamecocks won 2-0, and we're even right now. Deep ball. Minoso's trying to catch up to it. Jaleesa Harris there for South Carolina. Plays it back.
This is dangerous here. And Fala is down, cramping up again.
Here come the Tigers. Opportunity here late, broken up by Claire Griffiths. What a defensive play.
Just great individual defending there.
1 minute to play here in Columbia. Tigers trying to get a last-minute shot.
And this is where the Gamecocks don't want to foul or make any silly mistakes. Fala is still cramping up back there.
There's an extra ball on the pitch here as that one is knocked out. Here we go. Conti.
Conti's a great one to have on the ball.
Looking for the give and go up top, broken up again by Griffiths. She'll send that one into touch. 30 seconds to play. Tigers looking for some late heroics here. Gamecocks trying to fend off a final drive. Morris sends that one into the 18. It's through and rolls all the way past the goal with 10 seconds to go, and that might do it. This rivalry matchup will likely end in a draw as the Gamecocks rally twice to square it at 2, and both teams will settle for a tie for the second time this season. Well, a lot of drama in this one. For Clemson, it's a good result on the road. For South Carolina, you didn't lose, but I think you're a little bit disappointed the way things went early on, the way Clemson controlled the first half.
Absolutely. And, you know, great job by the Gamecocks answering back, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a big deal too. But had they started stronger, sharper, you know, they wouldn't have been in that position.
Yep. Clemson, I think, found their mojo, though. It was a nice bounce back for them after a really disappointing loss the other night.
Yep.
So the Gamecocks and Tigers play to a 2-2 draw here in Columbia. Gamecocks now 3-0-2 on the season. The Tigers 2-1-2. Clemson will take on App State on Sunday. Gamecocks return home here on Sunday to take on Furman. Nancy and I will have that game for you as well. That'll do it from Columbia. The Gamecocks and Tigers tie for our producer David Cockfield. For Nancy Golfey and our entire SEC Network crew, I'm Brad Muller saying so long from Columbia.